Welcome back everyone. Today's going to be a quick and easy one. I'm just going to answer a question. I got asked a question the other day at work. What's my top 5 lures for offshore fishing? Like, what have been my go-to lures over the years? So I've got 5 different types of lures here I'm going to show you guys. And these are pretty much my go-tos, depending on whereabouts in the country I am or what species I'm chasing. I've got 5 different types of lures here to show you what work for me. Have worked very well for me. And they're not what you think. I haven't got like soft plastics and flooded jigs, little micro jigs and stuff. None of that's here. These are my go-to lures, and you might be surprised with one of them. It's old, but it still works the treat to this day. Okay, let's get into it, guys. So we'll start off with, and most people who go offshore should have these. Okay, depending where I am in the country, but I've always taken little metal slugs with me. These are just little casting slugs. Okay, no matter whereabouts in the country I go, these things will catch a variety of species and save the day if you're bored or not catching much, or get yourself some nice bait. Little casting slugs. So if you're down like southeast Queensland casting these, you can catch spotty mackerel on them, you can catch tailor on them, you can catch tuna species on them, different tuna species, and some of those you can use for bait. Some of those are nice eating and all good fun, unlike gear. And generally you'll see them along the coast, so if you're on the way home after not a very successful day fishing, you see a few bust ups, go upwind, get some light outfits, put some slugs on, cast some slugs. You'll have some fun. You're either going to catch a bait or a nice feed, but little slugs work well. Okay, and up here in the tropics, these things are awesome once again for little mackerel and a few different tuna species, which is great for bait. And most important, they're fun. You can cast them on like gear, catch small fish and have an absolute ball, and it'll save the day if you're having a dud day. Okay, so casting slugs, always got on board. This is just another one, it's a different variety, but it's resin ones. These are resin body ones. A little bit bigger, chunkier, but work really well for tailor and tuna. Same deal. Same as your metal one, just cast out and wind. Great lures. Usually save the day from dud trips and catch some bait. So that's the first one, and they're a must-have. They really should be on everyone's boat. Even if you're like down South Victoria or South Australia where it's cold, they'll catch salmon and stuff on them. Good fun. Good baits and good fun to catch. Okay. Next ones we'll get to is just your stock standard, but always got divers on board. Okay. So some good old Hardbodys. I've got 3 different types here. These are my 3 go-to ones, but I'm just going to explain. Deep divers, shallow divers, just like this. Good lures to have on board, always. They'll catch anything from mackerel, wahoo, tuna, dolphin fish, variety of things, but mainly mackerel, and tuna love them too, mackerel and tuna. Okay, up and down the east coast, the west coast, even down south in the cold country, bluefin will eat these. Maybe not the Halco red and white, but they'll eat them. So the Halco's a good one, and I usually have a small bib there. That's a 2 metre diver. I like the 2 metre diver. The one that goes 2 metres, it's been my all-time favourite lure in Halco. Okay, the dives are 2 metres. I don't buy these as much anymore as I used to. I used to live on them, but now, no, not so much. Now I've got a couple of other favourites. So years ago, but still to this day, a lot of people do buy these and use them, and they're not that expensive. So they're good lures to have on board. Halco 2 metre diver. One of my all-time favourites is they're getting harder and harder to get, but they are still around. Is your CDs. I've talked about these before. These are a Rapala CD. This is a CD 11, I believe. You've got the metal bibs on them, Rapala with metal bibs. These things are awesome for mackerel. Mackerel and tuna, love these things. These are really good lures. You can get your hands on them. Not expensive, not cheap nowadays if you can find them, but still a bloody good lure. Especially the 14s. You get up to the 14s, it's like that sort of size with the metal bib. Awesome, absolutely awesome lures. But the new kid on the block for me, it's been around for a few years now, and I love these things. This is a Samaki pacemaker. For a diving lure, these things are awesome. You control them a bit faster than the other ones I just showed you. I've caught a lot of fish on these things. The bib doesn't get knocked out of, put out of whack so they stop swimming. These things always swim, they trawl faster, and they catch a lot of fish. They're really good on mackerel, wahoo. Okay, I don't think I've caught any tuna on these ones yet, but mackerel and wahoo, definitely. I don't know, yeah, I don't think I've got a tuna, but I reckon I'd eat them if in the right area, I really do. But some marquee pacemakers with a bigger bib, very good. And if I'm out trawling hardbodies, guys, I do something, okay, a little bit different. Some guys run two and they run the same depth. Don't run the same depth. Run different depth lures, so you cover different depths of the water column, you'll find out what's around. So if I was running these things here, I would have two of these in the corners, because this is like a 6 to 8 metre diver, it dives deep, okay, and then I'd have, say, two of my Rapalas, or two Halcos 2 metre divers up on top. So I'd have two up on top, staggered, so one close, one further back, and two deep divers going down. Just cover the water column. Good way to fish. Good way to find fish too when you're travelling from spot to spot. Okay. So there's me diving lures I like. So Slugs diving lures. Now I'll get to another one. Then we'll do the last couple. And the last one, guys, stick around for that. Is different, old school, but still works a treat. And I'm going to tell you, if you can find them and if you can afford them, buy them because they are really good. But before we get there, the other ones I have on board always are poppers and stick baits. Okay, always got poppers and stick baits. It's just surface fishing, doesn't matter where you are, it's fun. Seeing surface strikes, it's fun, it really is. Like if you're down south in the cold country, casting stick baits for tuna. Tuna loves stick baits, okay? So something like that, skip them on the surface. For bluefin, yellowfin, whatever out wider down south, they love them. And further you go up the coast, towards the tropics, you can use these off surf beaches, catch tailor, even the poppers off surf beaches, catch big tailor, casting these around the gutters. Great fun. I've never tried the popper size, but I know I've tried stick baits and tailor love them. And then you get up into the tropics, trevally, mackerel on poppers and stick baits. They love them. A lot of species will eat these. Cobia will eat them if you find a cobia, especially one cruising the surface with a whale or a stingray or something. Cast a stick bait, they'll have a crack at it. And like I said, a lot of different tuna species, mackerel. We have cast these around fads to dolphin fish. Dolphin fish do crack them as well. So there's a variety of things, but a lot of people don't take poppers and stick baits. You probably should. Because a lot of species do eat them. They do work well, they're fun. You see the surface strikes, it's a great way to fish. Okay, so poppers and stick baits, another good one, guys. And like I said, from down south up north, you can use them everywhere. Change the size probably for the species you're chasing, but poppers and stick baits, from small to large, depending on where you are in the country and what you want to catch. But something to have on board. Okay, next two. So we go to the fourth one here. Fourth one's no big surprise for a lot of guys, but it's fairly new to me. But unfortunately I've got no big ones left because I lost them all on the last trip. But just vibes. Vibes offshore. I'm still fairly new to it, but I love these things. They're so easy to use. And you catch a variety of fish on, variety of reef fish. Like up here in the tropics, I couldn't name all the species I've caught and how many I've lost to different things. And then you go down south, I know a lot of guys using these type of ones and slightly different vibes. Like in Moreton Bay, catching salmon. Guys in the rivers and stuff using these for dewies. Offshore, you use the bigger ones around wrecks and like artificials and stuff. In southeast Queensland, use these for jewfish. On the edges of the close reefs, a snapper. Snapper will have a crack at these. You can use vibes for a lot of things. Mackerel and stuff would even eat them too, but, you know, expensive lures to throw at a mackerel with their teeth. But, reef fish, and just vibing these next to reefs. The amount of different species you'll catch on vibes. If you don't use them, give them a crack. You'd be surprised how well they work. They're a must-have. All these boats, all these lures pretty much go with me every trip. But the ones I haven't used for a while, and I just refound them, and glad I did found them, because after I moved up here, a lot of stuff I couldn't find. But I found them again, and I can't wait to use them out here, because I know they're going to work an absolute treat. All up and down the coast they work. I did have a look online before to make sure you can still get them, because they're old school. But you can, if you go online, there are a few tackle shops that do sell these, so go and have a look online. They're not as cheap as they used to be, but holy crap do they work well. So what I'm talking about, and these are some of my all-time favourites, these things used to go everywhere with me. And I'm not talking just skirts, these aren't normal everyday skirts from Marlin. These are heavy, like these are 90 grams, these are called hex heads. Hex heads are probably one of my all-time favourite lures, especially trolling for tuna and wahoo. I found because these things will trawl from 10 to 18 knots. I used to trawl them. We used to work out they work really well about 12 knots. We used to do about 12 knots with these, not super fast, not too slow. 12 knots of these. You can see this one's missing all its legs. Bloody wahoo, love it. 12 knots. We used to put 4 of these out in the pattern, 2 to 4. Do 12 knots, and the amount of tuna and wahoo you catch on these things. They are one of my all-time favourite lures. These things are really, really good. And mackerel. I never used to stay too close to get mackerel, but when we did go in close, we'd find mackerel. But when you're out a bit wider, man, a yellowfin on these things, because they're doing a higher speed, and the wahoo love them. So these are 90 grams. Okay, these you can get them up. I don't know how heavy they are. They're quite heavy, a lot heavier than this. But these are 90s. I used to run 90s. 90s I found are a good pattern, good size. They're doing at 12 knots. If you want to chase tuna and wahoo, go find yourself some hex heads. And you can see the colour, it's purple and green. Black and purple, purple, greens, anything dark colours used to be the kicker. Like I've got a gold and black one here, still got all the legs. I know it's rusty and it's a bit dented up, I've used it, but it doesn't get a strikes. But when you go the darker colours in these things, hex heads in dark colours, dark greens, purples, blacks, whatever, just dark colours, 90 grams. And they come rigged up, they come pre-rigged with your double hooks there. You can see my hooks are this is all bent out of shape, and she's been through the ringer a few times. It's caught some fish. They come pre-rigged on a multi-strand wire with the double hooks, so you just got to unpack and throw them in the water. Guys, do yourself a favour, especially if you're going from reef to reef. It doesn't matter if you're up here in the tropics, mackerel that smash these in close. If you get to the outside of the reef and trawl these things, I reckon wahoo and stuff up here, you'll have a field day. The tuna up here, he'll have a field day with these things. Up and down the coast. And I've always believed, I don't know if anyone does it down south, but I've always believed these things are so good on a tuna. If you took the wire off these, put them on, say, 150 pound mono, took the wire off the hooks, just run one single hook in the back of these, and rigged up properly on mono, heavy, like 150 pound mono, and trawled them South Australia, Victoria for bluefin. I think bluefin would smash these things, so I think you'd get a lot of blueies on them. The dark colours, trawling about 12 knots, bluefin would smash them. But up and down the east coast, deadly. I know some guys on the west coast love them, they've got them, and they swear by them, they're really good lures. So guys, if you're looking for a good trolling lure, especially to trawl from reef to reef, or if you've got a few miles to go and kill and you want to look for a wahoo or a tuna, have a look at hex heads. Out of all these, this one's my favourite. And now that I've found them, oh, I'm so happy. When I get my new boat up here and I start fishing up here out wide, out off the reef, outside edge, I'll be running these quite a lot. And I reckon the tuna and wahoo, I'm going to the field day. They're going to be good. Anyway, I've yacked on enough. There's just another video, guys. Yeah, it's just, I keep on getting asked questions at work, so I just think, oh, I'll go home and answer them. They're my lures, so they're not what you expected. I'm not worried about soft plastics. I do micro jig occasionally, but I'm not really like right into it. It does, I don't know, it just doesn't do a lot for me. But I don't mind trawling, and I can't wait to get the new toy, the new boat. That's in a few months. And I'll start trawling out here and doing, trawling with these. Hex heads definitely on the outside reef. And casting slugs and stuff. They should be always on your boat, always. Just good lures. And they do catch a variety of fish no matter where you are in the country. And on that note, guys, go get yourself some of these. Give them a crack. You might be surprised how well they work. And I'll see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching.